Hello everybody. The semi-finals are here then. Austria take on France in the FIFA World Cup. A big step towards the final could be made tonight for one of these two teams. Austria never made the final. France have made it on the last two tournaments. And so where do they sit tonight then? One more, 90 minutes or 120, all penalties. And we're there in New York for the final. Right then, let's get down to business then. Austria line up the same as they did against the United States. Schlager, Leimer, Alaba, Schlager, Sivold, Sabitzer, Chukwuemeka, Schmidt and Arnautovic in the lineup. I also missed Leinart and Posch as well. Keep an eye out for Danso and Grich on the bench as well. Ralf Rangnick enters Austria's third World Cup semi-final. They've never made it past this stage. They played a couple of playoffs in the third place in previous World Cups. I believe it was 1934 and I think mid-1940s, maybe 1940, yeah, I can't remember which one. I'll have to Google it in a minute. France on the other side though, unchanged again in the white kit tonight. Maignan starts in goal, Hernandez, Saliba, Upamecano and Koundé, Doué, Kolo and Tchouaméni, Mbappe, Dembele and Elise start up front again. It's the same for Didier Deschamps. A third consecutive semi-final appearance, looking to make it a third consecutive final appearance. So then, what will come of the next 90 minutes? A place against England or Portugal awaits in the final. Welcome everybody, welcome to Boston. This could be either an upset or history made by France. Chukwuemeka headed down and there's a free kick already given in France's favour. It was deemed to be the defender. I think it was on Desiree Doué, but didn't quite catch whose name it was. Chipped forward by Upamecano. Kolo headed it back straight to Upamecano. Not sure what he wanted to achieve in that one. Here's Jules Koundé. Laid across for Tchouaméni. Kolo on the ball. Doué. Kolo's playing a more advanced and forward role than he did in the past couple of games. Here's Theo Hernandez. Brought into Desiree Doué. Clever from Doué. Mbappe on the ball. Doué again. Hit back and Sivold with the block. Save for Schlager into Schmidt. Chukwuemeka. Here's Marko Arnautovic. Forced wide into Sabitzer. Schlager. Arnautovic! Oh! Close for Austria. First chance. Well, Deschamps, he's had a bit of an up and down tournament. Not just with France alone, but with personal and family related. France looking to build again. Here's Tchouaméni. Maybe on the move from Real Madrid. There's more rumours surrounding his potential transfer to Manchester United this summer. Koundé. Dayot Upamecano. Koundé again. Elise chipped forward all the way looking for Dembele. Kolo's there! France lead in the semi-final. And guess who? It's him again. Francois Kolo opens the scoring It's a brilliant France play. Laid across the box, sorry. And Schlager couldn't save that one. Great work from Francois Collou. Even better down that right-hand side, Koundé and Dembele. Well, it's been an interesting path for Austria. They've beaten Spain on penalties, beaten Colombia, and beat the USA on penalties as well. If it was to come to it, maybe Austria would be the favoured side for penalties. France yet to face a penalty shootout in this tournament. Here's Mbappe. Doué again. Step overs. Collou. Dispossessed by Alaba. Now Chukwuemeka's on the ball. Schmid. And across. Chukwuemeka. Shrugged off. Here's Saliba. Forward by Mbappe. Doué on the ball. Mbappe. Collou. Here's Dembele. Good stop by Schlager, and Dembele had gone down. The referee's waved it off. He hadn't taken the shot. He might have been alright with that one. Chukwuemeka. Arnautovic. Posh. Into Schmid, and that's offside. Well, good work from Theo Hernandez. Really caught him off guard there as the last man. Excellent play from France. Played down the left-hand side. That's out. Well, Austria, I think, probably one of the dark horse sides of this competition. The one that unexpected to beating Spain. I think it was, without a doubt. Here's Schmid again. Played into Chukwuemeka. Left over to Javier Schlager. Here's Sabitzer. Oh, that's shockingly wide. Well, everyone thought the net was going to bulge, and it just about didn't. It's a shocking strike. Well, don't forget tomorrow, England versus Portugal, the other semi-final. The first World Cup meeting between those two sides since that famous 2006. Rooney got sent off, Ronaldo winked, and the rest is history. Koundé. Down the right-hand side, here's Dembele. Tripped across the box, looking for Collou, and didn't quite find him. I'll tell you what, that France attack is scary. Very, very scary. Here's Sabitzer. Chukwuemeka. Sievold. Sievold again. Well, this is surely going to be it. It's going to be half-time. France lead, then the Francois Collou goal is all that separates the two sides at the half-time break. And the tricolour flies high. And well, it's been a perfect start for Francois Collou and his side. But it all comes down to the next 45 minutes. Half-time here. Austria 0, France 1. Welcome back, everybody. Second half underway. And well, France lead us at the break. 45 more minutes then to find a place in the World Cup final. Dembele knocking it forward, and Konrad Laimer plays it back. Here's Sabitzer. Laimer to Chukwuemeka. Arnautovic. Here's Schlager onto Sabitzer. Laimer. Played into the box, and it was hit away by Saliba. Sabitzer picks up the loose ball. Tchouaméni and Doué working together. Now Hernandez. Clever that from here's Dembele. Mbappe again. Doué. Doué! Good save by Schlager. Good strike from Desiree Doué. Formerly of Rennes, of course. Out in France. Now plays for Paris Saint-Germain. Won the Champions League twice in the past 2 seasons. Here's Dembele. Played through for Kolu again! They say lightning never strikes twice, but Francois Kolu does again. One in each half, and Francois Kolu has potentially put France into the World Cup final. It's Dembele again with the play. It's excellent work. And well, you cannot be happier than that for Francois Kolu. What a brilliant, brilliant goal that is. Here's Schmid. Posh to Sivold. Chukwuemeka. Played left over to Posh. Lienhardt. Austria have got a lot to do. 2 goals in 20 minutes. I'm not sure this might be possible for Austria. And, well, the usual France change. Doué off for Zaire Emery. I think it's happened in every single game now. Don't get too predictable, Didier Deschamps, but Schmid battles through. Schmid still going. Left across to Marcel Sabitzer. Left across the box, and it's looking for Schmid again, but Manion with a good stop, good hands. Here's Zaire Emery. Knocked out by Schmid again. 20 to go. And France have a throw-in. And Francois Kolu's on a hat-trick, remember, so really for France, it's game control, fatigue management, all the usual little bits and pieces that coaches will do before a big final. Here's Kolu. Laid off to Tchouaméni. Koundé. Here's Kolu. Laid forward, Elise. Cut out and saved by Schlager again. Elise denied his goal. I don't know if he was offside or not, but it looked like he was being kept on by Posh. Elise now with the corner to put France into the World Cup final. Looked around the back post looking for Saliba, but Schlager gets there first. Well, you might as well say this is all done now for France. You can be very, very happy with this result. Ball comes into the area. Sabitzer headed away by Tchouaméni. Kolu. Here's Dembele. Wide to Elise. Kolu. Zaire Emery. Dembele trying to sneak it through for Elise, but it wasn't quite to be. It's hard not to give man of the match to Francois Kolu today. Réunion's king is taking them into the World Cup final, where it'll be England or Portugal. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to face either. Lima. Here's Dembele. Here's Mbappe, and that's offside. This will be surely the last kick now. A change for Austria, a change for France. Mbappe off for Bradley Barcola. Chukwuemeka off for Wimmer. And well, this will be certainly the last kick. And it's headed clear. France then march on to New York. The final awaits Les Bleus for the third time in a row. '18 they won it. 22 they missed out narrowly on penalties. Will 2026 be the third star on the chest? Full time here then. Austria 0, France 2 here in Boston.